Welcome, my beautiful fire signs. This is just a reading to let you know what's going on right now, what your spirit guides want you to know right now. This is going to be for Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius, and I will have them time stamped, so you don't have to watch everyone's unless you choose. You may have different planets in different houses, so um, yeah, whatever works for you. But anyways, welcome. We are going to do a Mother Mary for each sign. We are going to start with Aries. We're going to clarify with our Gilded Tarot. And I'm going to use the same cards that I've been using for all the signs because I'm really looking for the synchronicities, and I will definitely point them out to you if I see them. Because I have seen you in a few other people's readings. I'm talking to Aries right now. Um, let's just go ahead and get into this. So, Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising. Again, those intuitively guided. Whatever brought you, welcome. Again, I'll have a timestamp for you, but let's go ahead and open up the reading. Let me bring the lid down a little bit for you. All right, so I'm going to start with Aries. And we're going to do Mother Mary for each sign. I think I said that already. And it did not take long at all. We have Watched Over. Really one of my favorite cards, Watched Over. I allow myself to feel safe and enjoy my life, knowing that heaven is watching over my loved ones and me. Watched over. Beautiful. I allow myself to feel safe and enjoy my life, knowing that my loved ones, your guides, are watching over you. All right, we're going to use the Universal Tarot. This will be your main spread. And we are doing a full spread, so they're not going to be real short. So hopefully you're okay with that. All right, Aries. Aries. Three of Wands flipped over in the deck. That's a great energy. That's the energy of optimism. That's where you're saying to yourself, I know my ships will come in. And until they do, I'm going to start enjoying each and every moment. That may be why Watched Over came out. Like try to enjoy each and every moment, just knowing that if you have an optimistic view, that's a vibration. That vibration is going to be met by the universe and hopefully bring you something back that interesting. Okay. Interesting how these cards are coming out. All right, with Ten of Swords, we have Temperance. I always take what's face up first. Card of Sagittarius, but it is about divine timing. We have the Queen of Wands. It's probably you. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius is sitting right next to Sagittarius. And then we have the Queen of Cups. Can be a Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. But beyond that, I really feel like you're all people in a reading. But if you feel it otherwise, like if you know this Queen of Cups and this is someone that, you're hoping comes into your life and, maybe something could begin with that, well, then that's your message. It is interesting that the Ten of Swords is here and just how this person is like face up. Like like I can see these swords coming towards me. So it is a 10. I feel like anytime I see the 10 of swords, I feel like there's been some type of repeat pattern, and I have to know that so that I can break that pattern. Again, this is the energy of like someone or many people putting swords in you. This could talk about like your whole life. But I feel like also what it's saying is I've got to let this end because temperance being next, number one, speaks of patience, right? And the Three of Wands, that's exactly what this person is. Like, I'm being patient, but in the same breath, I'm being optimistic. I know that divine will take care of me in the right time. But I feel like in the Ten of Swords, it's almost like a human energy where like I've got to be able to see the patterns within my life. I've got to see, like this could be like how people talk to you and that. Um, I almost feel like we need the energy of standing your ground. However, at the same time, I feel like I've got to let that go. I've got to let that be the past because it is the past. Like these swords have already happened. And it's interesting because it's the only dark card out of all the cards so far. But I love temperance being right next to it. So again, divine timing. Um, and then the Queen of Wands. Queen of Wands is being mirrored by the Three of Wands over here. And I feel the Queen of Wands is very, well, she's action oriented, number one. She's someone who does move according to her passions and her desires. Maybe that gets you in trouble sometimes, but it's nothing that you can't rebound from, let's say. She's looking towards the future, so that tells me the Ten of Swords, again, I feel like it was some type of repeat pattern, and I'm willing to like let it go. Or I've had enough clarity over it where I can see, like if I'm with the same, let's say it's all these swords are from the same person. Well, then I've got to see that. I've got to know that. And I've got to make a, determination. Is that how I want my life to look? Do I want to keep taking these swords? I feel like the answer is no, no, no. Um, let's see what comes underneath it. We have the King of Swords. Can be a Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. This would definitely be someone coming into the Ten of Swords where, I don't want to put this king down because I'm not sure yet, but coming right under the Ten of Swords, and this king really is about communication, truth, self-esteem. But boy, do I feel like his communication has not been good. I feel like he does anything but help build up your self-esteem. And by the way, it doesn't have to be an air sign necessarily. I just think of the energy of this king. The king is in the upright. However, he's directly connected to the Ten of Swords, so I gotta kind of put it on him for right this moment. And then look at this, we have the Fool coming under Temperance. Interesting, because I feel like Temperance is saying it's not that you can't have something new in your life. It's just that if the Ten of Swords still exist, would you even recognize, anything good that comes to you? I feel like someone has just been like very difficult. And first of all, I feel like if this is someone who has put those swords in your back, and again, a repeat pattern, so it would make sense that they would come back again, right? Like, oh baby, I'm sorry, but I don't trust this king. Like, baby, I'm sorry, my ass, I feel like. Because temperance is like waiting for you to take on the fool's energy. And the fool puts the past behind them. The fool just extracts the wisdom of it. But because it's the fool, now the fool can take chances. Um, I don't know. I just don't feel like just not good getting good feelings about this king. Um, I don't know if I gave you the sign. I'd be a Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. But beyond that, I really feel it's the energy. All right, let's keep going. Look at that with the Ten of Wands flipped itself around. So, I feel like this is you saying, like, I had enough. I had enough. It's like I'm no longer willing to carry um, someone else's weight. I'm no longer willing to carry, someone else's own responsibilities. Maybe this is speaking about a period of time where you had a lot of responsibilities and it kind of felt like it held you in place. But now for some reason, I feel like those responsibilities are lessening, because it is in reverse. So, and I often feel the person in the Ten of Wands has really just had enough. So I like the Fool next to the Ten of Wands in reverse, and it's coming right under your energy. So again, it's like I've had enough. I've had enough of what was. Let's keep going. I'm happy to see that Ten of Wands in reverse for you, especially with the Fool right next to it. And just this block alone, right? Temperance, the controller of divine timing. Like, Temperance's message is it is patience. But sometimes it's patience so that you can see patterns that have developed in your life and that you can end those patterns, you know, like no more. Um, and then divine timing. Well, then that feels like the right time, right? Now it's time to bring you in something new. It's like one of these ships that the person in the Three of Wands is optimistically saying, I know you'll come in your due time, right? I'm trusting in divine energy. I'm not trusting in whoever put these swords in well, I mean, normally in your back, but it's like they're doing it right in your face. Do you know what I mean? Like they're not even hiding the fact, they're just doing it right, like you see these swords coming. But same breath, you've had enough. You have had enough. Let me slide these up a little bit. Nine of Cups. So I feel like you're separating yourself from someone. And it just feels like the right thing to do. I mean, I'm not telling you what to do. You have to do what feels right to you. But this is about finding inner harmony. Well, in the Ten of Swords, there's no harmony to be found. Again, well, I don't want to keep harping on it because I feel like that's what's got to go. If I want to bring newness into my life. So I feel like this is you saying that to someone, like, or just literally leaving. Maybe you don't say a word. Sometimes it's not worth saying anything. And then we have the Knight of Wands coming under this king. Interesting. I feel like Aries, just be careful. And I almost feel like I don't have to tell you this, but I do feel that again, I'm laying it all in this king, but he's the one who's carrying the Ten of Swords energy. And his sword is like front and center, almost like I'm not afraid to use this sword. And then you have the Knight of Wands underneath that. So this could be someone who could be very passionate. And may be like, like I can use my words as a weapon, or I can use my words to charm you. So I just feel like be careful if you decided to end something, end it, end these 10 swords, let's just say. You decided I'm not going to carry the responsibilities that others are meant to carry. I want to be the Fool. I want to be free. The Nine of Cups, that's exactly what you are. I mean, I love this line here, the Nine of Cups mirrored by the Three of Wands. That's really, really good energy. So don't let anybody take that from you. And the Queen of Cups is here. So this could talk about, like I haven't given up on love, but I have given up on someone. And I have to say, like, it feels like being alone for a little while, like being with friends and family and like the people who truly love you and surrounding yourself with those people. Um, will help you to overcome this period of time. I do feel like it's very temporary because I definitely feel like you went out, you've had enough again. All right, keep going. So I feel like the Queen of Cups is saying, I'm not giving up on love. I'm just giving up on you. Now, you're probably the Queen of Cups. Okay, we're going to take what went to the table first. Let's see, soulmate. All right, let's see what's before it. We have the moon, card of card of Pisces, ruler of Cancer, under the foal, and then hello, two of cups. How interesting, because I feel like I may have spent like half my life with, I don't want to say the wrong person, because chances are there's a lot you've learned. I feel like because of the Ten of Swords and the Ten of Wands, this person was probably, had some narcissistic tendencies and wasn't afraid to use them. It's interesting because I almost feel like I was charmed in, and then boom, then the dagger started to come. And then, like the relationship that was supposed to be all that turned out to be all on my shoulders. So temperance, what's temperance is, I can never find the right word, but, temperance is like mixing the perfect recipe together for who? Two of Cups, the soulmates. This feels like karmic, and then this feels like what's really meant to be. Now, karmic, listen, if we're dealing with something karmic and we're able to clear that energy, that's a big congratulations to you. Because, when you clear for good. I feel like, it doesn't matter how many times this person comes back. I feel like now you know. Now you know. And it's interesting because I feel like Temperance is saying, I prefer you to be single first, find that inner harmony within yourself again. Like, I feel like your heart's open. It's almost like you do recognize that most people are not like this person, and I feel like don't beat yourself up over it because again, I feel like listen, if it's karmic and you learn from it, and that could just literally mean like I had to learn to gain my voice back. I had to learn, you know, I had to take a real look at if this is a relationship, like the weight that I put on my own shoulders. And I just feel like you're not willing to do that anymore. And because of that, temperance feels like, okay, well, then enter the fold, right? Enter the fold. We have the Seven of Pentacles that comes out with the Two of Cups. Well, I kind of love that too. First of all, we're in the universal year 7. I'm not going to be able to say that much more because we're moving into universal year 8, which is a lot about new beginnings. Um, for a lot of you, it can certainly talk about like this is like next year will be a period of time when you're really building up your career or your finances or, you're becoming much more creative and you're starting to move in that fashion. It's almost like somebody may have shut that part of you down, but they can't take it from you, right? Because I feel like it's something that for those who are starting something new, I feel like it's just, it's almost like a talent, and it's like somebody can try to beat it out of you, but they can't. They can, slow it down, they can push it down, but, they can't take it away from you. Now, I feel like we should move away from that energy and start talking about soulmates down here because, it makes perfect sense with temperance again, mixing that perfect recipe together for these two soulmates. It makes perfect sense that the Ten of Wands would now be in reverse. So that tells me you've ended a pattern, you've ended a cycle, and now you're about to enter into a new cycle. You think of the Fool, the zero, no beginning, no end type of energy. And then the Seven of Pentacles to me, it's also a lesson in patience. It's almost like Temperance is saying, how could I bring in this energy when the Ten of Swords and the Ten of Wands still existed? They're night and day type of energy. And we got to remember, sometimes the universe is waiting on us. Like like if we remember we're spiritual beings having human experiences, it's like Temperance is saying, well, I have to wait till you close the door to this experience and be open to the potential of what's new, what can be new. So I also feel Seven of Pentacles is about, seeds that your soul, probably these two people, these soulmates, planted before they even came into this lifetime. Like I'll meet up with you at this time, right? Just when I feel like just when I need you. Just when I need you. 7 and a 2, 9, mirrored by 9. All right, let's see what's on the bottom of the deck. We have the King of Pentacles, Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn. He's got the Seven of Swords under him. This may be another king. Let's talk about the King of Pentacles because it gets the King of Pentacles and the King of Swords can be the same person. So let's talk about the King of Pentacles. This could be someone who, because he has the Seven of Swords behind him, normally the King of Pentacles would be someone I would say is loyal, has good morals. You know what I mean? Is someone who's normally grounded and who has like really worked on, has built a nice, or has the opportunity to build a nice life for themselves. However, he seems to be carrying some untrustworthy energy also. So I don't feel like either one of these kings is who the Two Swords is. Now, it doesn't mean that or the Two Swords, the Two Cups, doesn't mean that the soulmate's not an air sign or not a earth sign. It's just not these people. All right, let's bring in the Gilded Tarot. Another thing to take note of is down here in the Nine of Cups, again, I feel like this is singular, but it is inner harmony. It is where, it's interesting because if I've been dealing with daggers and heavy responsibilities and nothing working out in my favor, boy, just leaving that will feel good. Like right off the bat, I feel like you'll feel this weight lift off of you. So I really like that the Nine of Cups is here. And I feel like sometimes we can't be afraid to be alone for a period of time. It's like we're readjusting, right? We're healing the past, but we're also letting go of the past. So, and then soulmate, and then your soulmate enters. You enter your soulmate's life. You meet each other along the way. So let's see. We're going to use the Gilded Tarot. And we're going to start at the beginning, but we're reading it as a whole. Look at this. We have the Knight of Cups coming over the Three of Wands. Unexpected couple fulfillment. So that makes sense with the Three of Wands right there, right? Like, I don't know when and what's coming my way, but I'm feeling so much better, so much freer. Um, and I feel like some of you, like if this is speaking of love, like some of you understand that, like you've come to the understanding that, again, not all people are like the person you were with. Now, maybe it's been like more than one person, maybe you found that you have a tendency to like gravitate towards a certain person that is not so great for you. I feel like whatever it is, it's like the lesson has been learned. And now we have the Knight of Pentacles coming over a very optimistic type energy. I feel like that's the perfect time for this Knight of Cups. Now, it's unexpected, though we do have the soulmates right there. We have the Nine of Pentacles over that Ten of Swords. Look at this, another nine. So we have three nines on the board right now. So I have a feeling, I have a feeling some of you have a life path number seven. Some of you may be in a life path nine or a personal year nine, because I have a feeling like there's been a lot of reflection. There's been a lot of learning, and it's really to bring you to a certain state. You know what I mean? In the Nine of Wands, this person is looking back. They're reflecting upon either the last cycle or every cycle, and they're trying to understand their own purpose in it. Like, what was my responsibility in it? Often I feel like sometimes, I hate to say this, but like sometimes we stay too long. But I feel like, the timing is right when you decide the timing is right at the same time. Right next to it, the Nine of Pentacles. Well, that's a very independent type energy. And, again, I get this feeling if someone's telling you, like, you can't take care of yourself. That's just bullshit because you can. The Nine of Pentacles stands for independent, or it stands for successful self-employment, being able to take care of oneself. And, maybe as you enter the reading, you're like, I'm not really sure what I'm going to do, Sandy. But this says that there's something that you already have the wisdom of. I often feel that, like, as we overcome certain things, people say, what's my purpose? I feel like our purpose is to help those who are maybe trying to overcome what we have overcome. I feel like also, I feel like temperance is not just taking care of love, but also like your finances. Now, I mean that in a way of like an opportunity may just like out of the blue find you, like epiphanies. And it's like, I think I'm going to follow this epiphany, see where it takes me. And next thing you know, I'm saying next thing you know, but let's say down the road, you're like, it reminds me of like my tarot business, like it was an epiphany. And from that epiphany, now I have a business, if that makes sense. A lot of nines, though. So, reflection, and final reflection. Final, so that what new wants to begin can begin. I feel like there's a lot of energy about divine timing and things coming in their right time at the same time. All right, let's keep going. We have the Page of Wands. Interesting. Page of Wands coming over the Queen of Wands. And this could certainly be, because it's being mirrored by the Knight of Cups over here. So I feel like this could potentially be someone of your past, not this person, not the person who's put the daggers in your back. I feel like if you haven't learned that lesson yet, then that's the first thing you want to do. And it's difficult because I feel like again someone can like put you down so much that you start to believe it, but you got to find your way out of that. find your way out of that. So I feel like this Page of Wands is like your inner child type of energy also. And your inner child is a risk taker. You know what I mean? Like you're not someone who's going to sit back and think about it and think about it. You're going to move first. And sometimes that can get us in trouble, right? But sometimes it can bring us beautiful things. I wouldn't be surprised if this is someone from your past. But again, it would be someone of younger days. And that doesn't have to be for everyone. And for some of you, I feel like this Knight of Cups is a couple different things. I do feel like it's speaking of love, but I also feel like it's speaking of opportunity. Especially if I really had just changed my life, right? Where somebody had all the power and now I have all the power back. So what am I going to do with that? Let's keep going. I like how the Page of Wands and the Knight of Cups are looking right at each other. Hello, lovers. Chariot. So we have the lovers, card of Gemini. The lovers coming under the Knight of Cups. That's kind of cool. The meaning of the card is a head over heart decision. And I feel like someone pretty special was coming into your life. You're coming into their life. But I feel like with this chariot here, I don't feel like this chariot is talking about unlimited potential with this king. I feel quite the opposite. I feel like you're using this chariot. It's almost like my way to get away, like I'm jumping in my car and I'm just leaving. I'm packing what I can fit in my car and I'm leaving the rest. Um, it's interesting also because and I almost feel like the Chariots had a flat tire for a long time, and I finally go and fix that tire, and now I can go wherever I want to go. I can do whatever I want to do. It feels like a real sense of freedom after a period of time of really having no freedom. Heart of Cancer, by the way, neighbors. It's Queen of Cups is like looking at this king like you're not my lover. Maybe I thought you were, but I don't think that anymore. And when I see this, lovers, if you notice, like the woman is like in the physical and the masculine is in spirit form. And I don't mean like not living, I mean as in like I can feel their energy, though they haven't reached me yet. I haven't reached them yet, but I can start to feel that energy. And honestly, I don't feel like I'm in a rush. Like I don't even care if I fall in love, but I'm not going to shut my heart down to it either. Well, lo and behold, Temperance is like, but I got someone very special. These are seeds that were planted again that were meant to happen at a particular time. And that tells me that like some of these lessons that your soul wanted to have, and I know a lot of people don't like to hear that, but I do feel like our souls, if we look at Earth, if we think of Earth as a classroom, we're here to learn and expand. And the only way we can do that is through our experiences, but I feel like what we forget to do is congratulate ourselves when we have overcome a very difficult period in our life, let's just say. We have the Seven of Cups. Under the moon, I mean, the moon is under it. Seven of Pentacles again. Look at that, two sevens. It's like these soulmates know, they know. And listen, maybe I know, how do I, like, subconsciously, but I definitely feel like this is talking about these two soulmates both being, at the right place at the right time. It's interesting because the Seven of Cups would put the decision on you, yay or nay. Seven of Cups can feel a little chaotic. It can be fast moving. If I'm having a hard time choosing a cup, then it can be related to my past. It may mean that I had, like, I feel like in the Seven of Cups, it's like, okay, I have an opportunity because here's the Knight of Cups, here's the Two of Cups, right? I have an opportunity showing. However, I don't want it to be like my past, and it feels like I picked some of these cups before and they haven't turned out. But you're in such I feel like you are in such a better place now though. You know what I mean? Like I feel like you must be at the period where you're able to trust your energy as a measurement of if someone truthful, honest, or not. So I feel like, it's almost like once you're with like a narcissistic type energy and you leave that energy, chance of it being fooled again are slim to none. All right, three wands again. Look at the synchronicities first of all. So three of wands, three of wands. Three of wands coming over the nine of cups. Starting to enjoy my life again. Not putting any pressure on when something must show and how it must show, though you do know now what you don't want. And, sometimes that's what it's about. Like, sometimes we need to know what we do not want. Now, I don't feel like this is anything you don't want, though, because Three of Wands here with the Knight of Cups over it. And what's in between them? The Lovers. And what's mirroring them? The Seven of Swords. But then another Seven of Swords. Some of you is like when you free yourself. The Nine of Pentacles is a very independent energy. And it may take me a moment to get to that energy, but I will get to that. That's what it tells you. You will get there if you're focused upon it. Again, who's the benefactor of the Nine of Pentacles? You are. It comes from your hard work. It comes from your creative mind. All right, we have the Empress. Beautiful. Lessons learned. We have, hello, Star. Your hopes, your dreams, your wishes. Card of Aquarius. And then Temperance again. I mean, come on, Aries. It's like Temperance is saying patience up here. Why? Because it's right next to the Ten of Swords. And this Ten of Wands, though it did come out in reverse, but I have a feeling they coexisted. So Temperance is saying that would not be the right time for this to come together. And I also feel like there is a lesson. And for someone, like a soulmate's not going to come in and interrupt that lesson, right? Because your soulmate knows, or at least, listen, maybe not our human mind, but our spiritual being knows that I don't want to interrupt, especially if it's like you're paying back karma. Like, I don't want to interrupt that because then I take that lesson from that person, which means that they're going to have to repeat it somewhere, sometime. Right? No, I'm going to let my soulmate come to the state of independence on their own. And then that feels like the right time. How could it not be the right time? The Empress here. I feel like the Empress is beautiful energy. First of all, she's being married by the Nine of Pentacles. So don't be surprised if you receive like epiphanies, ideas, like idea after idea after idea. Like maybe so much so where you need to write them down. Sometimes they don't make sense in the moment, but then you go back and look at it, or you write them down and you may see, like, wait a minute, I have a book here. You know what I mean? Or like you'll see that pattern also. I feel like life is about patterns. So, anyways, I love the Empress next or mirroring the Nine of Pentacles. And I feel like that's where the Chariot belongs, like unlimited potential. Just know that about yourself. And then the Queen of Wands, I do feel like she's one of the most psychic queens. Um, so allowing yourself to feel all that. The queen, or I mean, I'm sorry, the empress, she's also someone who remains loving and nurturing. But she's no one's fool. She's no one's fool. She has had the experience of all the queens, even if it was only for a short period of time, right? But now she's come into her own. And then the star, your hopes, your dreams, your wishes. And it's interesting because the star is coming over the moon, and the moon can mean uncertainty. And one of the main reasons is because I can only go by the moonlight. The moonlight only lets me see so far, but it's also a very dreamy type energy. So I feel like if this is speaking about two soulmates coming together, it feels night and day compared to where you were and what you had and who you had to deal with. But I'm not just feeling love, I'm also feeling like in your creative house, this is a time where, you may be building, like you may be making more money than you even know what to do with type of energy if you allow that part of yourself to flow. It's going to all be up to you. That's what the Seven of Cups is saying. It's all up to you to look at three sevens in a row. So we have three nines and three sevens. And then temperance again, the perfect timing. The perfect timing. Double Sagittarius on the board, by the way. I'm trying to think. I don't know. I don't even like getting into the signs because I'd rather you watch them. You like, yes, I'll give you the signs, but then I'd rather you think about the energy of the person because I feel like we're a mixture of all anyway. All right, I just want to take one over that seven. Okay, three of swords. So that's where I may have a hard time saying yes to a cup. The three of swords, right? Previous heartache. So know that because that three of swords could potentially stop you from choosing, well, the Knight of Cups cup. I think, with two, three of wands, I feel like this is energy you just have to trust. Um, and I feel like, again, it's like energy that will come at the right time, and if you've been clearing up some very difficult energy, then this feels like it's definitely for you. I feel like what you really want to be careful of is not allowing, like, again, if you like somehow find yourself with like a narcissistic type, I don't know if it's, I don't want to say just a narcissist because I feel like narcissistic tendencies, and they may come back around too. And I feel like that I hope you say no to. It's interesting because those who have narcissistic tendencies, they probably don't want to see you do well. But too bad. Too bad. Because you have with the Nine of Pentacles and the Nine of Cups, wow. Like, it's like loving your life again. And then the soulmates come in, or the soulmates come together. And it's all under the wings of divine timing. How can that be bad? Okay. Remember, you're being watched over. I allow myself to feel safe and enjoy my life knowing that heaven is watching over my loved ones and me. Follow your dreams here, Aries. Follow your dreams. Follow those inspired epiphanies. Get optimistic about your future. You know, clear what needs to be cleared. Take your power back. And I know this is not overnight energy. You know, it didn't take overnight for those 10 swords to end up in your, well, I keep wanting to say back, but this person's looking right at them. It also didn't take, it wasn't overnight that the 10 of Wands was born, right? That's a period of time where there was a lot of responsibilities on your shoulders. But enough is enough. Some of you, I get this feeling like it's almost like my kids are old enough now where I can, maybe my kids have left the house and now I'm going to leave the house. So, however it fits, I'm going to leave that be though. Quite interesting. And of course, we're going to look through we're going to look for synchronicities through these three readings also. Beautiful reading, Aries. All right. I'm not going to take these, but I'm going to look at these. We're moving into Leo. Two of Pentacles, the Empress, the Seven of Swords, and the Palace of Wands. Interesting. It's almost like you're also in decision mode. All right, we'll keep that in mind, but let's go ahead and shuffle. Oh, let's do Mother Mary first. I don't want to forget. I've forgotten everybody else's reading. Mother Mary. Well, that did not take long. All right, you got two. Trust. Trust. I know that God, in His infinite wisdom and love, is answering my prayers right now. Trust. And then look at this faith, my granddaughter's name. I have faith in God to heal this situation. Trust, your prayers are being answered right now. God is healing this situation. Trust and faith. Okay. That seems pretty important, Leo. We got a card flipped over. Wah, wah. Seven of Cups. Decision mode. All right. So I don't know if I said it, but this is for Leo, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Again, those are intuitively guided. You may have planets in the sign of Leo. I have a lot of Leo love in my heart. All right, Leo. I was going to say for November, but I really don't even want to put a time period on these. Like, I feel like it'll find you, you'll find it at the right time. We have, interesting, the Emperor, part of Aries, father figure, leader of the people. This is someone that we normally would look up to. And one of the reasons why we'd look up to them is because, much like the Empress, they have worked their way. I feel like worked their way up to the energy of the Emperor. We have the Two of Pentacles. Some of you may be in a decision mode about a job. The Emperor can also be a business owner. Two of Pentacles, they call that the Juggler's card. I feel it's more about using your large logical mind, though, as relating to, like, do I want to add? It tells me if something's coming your way, because again, you're making a decision here. We have the Hermit, your neighbor to the north, card of Virgo. Looking right back at that too. I feel like what's ever coming your way, it's asking you to use your collective wisdom, the wisdom that you've gained throughout your whole life. Funny, I said your whole life. Could definitely be a spiritual leader. Ten of Swords. Some of you, I feel like, you could be a spiritual leader. And I'm saying a spiritual leader. It doesn't mean like I am like, out there preaching or anything like that. It just means that your wisdom becomes the light for other people. Your experiences, because you were willing and able to go through, let's just say, the dark night of the soul, difficult experiences. This is someone who knows the importance of reflecting upon the past, at least the last cycles, and to gain the wisdom that it was meant for, even if it was difficult. All right, we have the Star again. Star under the Emperor. It's interesting though, because next to that is the Five of Cups. Five of Cups is the energy of where my focus is at. And in the Five of Cups, my focus is on what I have lost. It's a five, so it's asking for change. And I have to say, when this person ultimately makes that change, it's like what the one energy I got to be careful of in the Five of Cups is I don't allow myself to go into the woe is me type of energy, even if I deserve to be in that energy. You know what I mean? Um, because I don't feel like it's going to suit you. It's interesting because when this person turns around in the Five of Cups or makes the necessary change, there's two cups that have yet to be discovered. And it's interesting because I see the pentacles up here, the two pentacles, the two cups, and the star right before that. By the way, three major arcanas: Aries, Virgo, Aquarius. So there was some type of loss, no doubt. But now there feels like there's some type of gain that wants to come in. We have the Queen of Cups. We have the Fool under that Ten of Swords. Again, great energy. I love seeing that. Fool's being mirrored by the Star, your hopes, your dreams, your wishes. The Fool saying, but are you willing to take a leap of faith into what's next? Interesting that the Queen of Cups comes right before that. So again, she's holding this big cup in her hand. And again, the person in the Five of Cups, if you just look at the image, like her head is down, she's looking at the cups that are knocked over. She has no clue that there's like those two cups behind her. However, The Fool tells me that you are going to move out of that energy, that you're not going to focus on what you lost, that you're going to start thinking about what's yet to be, right? Ten of Swords, you're letting it come to an end. Again, the energy of sword after sword in your back. But the Hermit and the reflection over that, man, that's real wisdom. And I feel like, boy, you are the perfect person to like help others overcome like situations that you yourself had to overcome because I feel like you've gained great wisdom from it. Not only that, I definitely feel some of you are like spiritual teachers in some format. In some format. You know, this feels like to me like this has nothing to do with the past other than the wisdom, other than the lessons you've learned, other than that. The Fool is free and clear, right? The Fool's not taking the energy of the past into his present or future, but the wisdom of it, yes. The Fool is someone who is willing to take a leap of faith. Well, again, mirrored by the star. We have the Three of Pentacles. Look at that, Three of Wands. Page of Pentacles. Three Cups. You got three threes down here in the bottom. And then the Five of Swords. Interesting how these spreads, everyone is ending up with one extra card. All right. Let's look at this. Put that Fool back there. So, the first thing I notice is how the Ten of Swords has dropped down to the Five of Swords. To me, that's good news. That means that you have complete realization, complete understanding, and maybe not complete understanding because sometimes we don't know why these swords have made it into our back, but nonetheless, we allowed them. And sometimes that's one of the lessons. Five of Swords talks about toxicity, so that's what these swords were. They were some type of toxic energy that again landed in you. But this time to like move away from that, like again, it's like a new beginning. My chair makes so much noise when I move in it. But again, I feel like it's about a new beginning. Then you have these three threes down here. Three of Pentacles, let's start there. That talks about, to me, it's about your unique self. It's about something that you can bring to the world. And I feel like in that energy, other people are really recognizing your work, what it is you do, being mirrored by the Emperor. Don't be surprised. Again, if, somehow, some way, if you're not already like the leader of the people, when I say the leader of the people, that doesn't mean you're out there leading the world. You may just be leading your community. You may be leading a classroom. You may have like a tarot channel, whatever it may be. It could be so many different things. But I feel again, it's from your wisdom that gives you the ability to even move into this arena. So the Three of Pentacles, it really wants you to remember who you are. No matter how many people do what you do, I often feel no one can do it quite like you. Three of Wands comes next to that. Again, an optimistic view. And the Three of Cups over here is a reason to celebrate. So I feel like, what am I celebrating? I feel like I'm celebrating, again, the leaving of the Ten of Swords. We have the World on the bottom of the deck, the next chapter. Four of Swords underneath that, healing. And look who's in the little portal of the world, the Fool. The Fool. There he is. All right, I want to give these a nice shuffle. I feel like for some of you, you have this energy where you may have had people your whole life come to you. It's like, I have a problem. Who am I going to call? I'm going to call Leo. I need a question answered. Who am I going to call? I'm going to call Leo. How do I overcome a situation? I'm going to ask my Leo friend. Do you know what I mean? I feel like it just keeps coming back to you. And naturally, it just feels natural. All right. Ten of Swords right over the Emperor. Look at that, mirrored by the Ten of Swords. So, I can't give the Emperor the best um, review here. This could certainly talk about changing of jobs also. Like, you just had enough, like, you had enough. And I feel like if you're thinking of doing your own thing, which I feel Leo is great at, I often feel Leo is meant to take the spotlight, is meant to have the spotlight on him. And it's mirrored by the Three of Pentacles, which is a reminder of like your importance, like you are the missing piece of the puzzle. And maybe someone's not appreciating that. We have Seven of Pentacles, but it's in reverse. Look at that. With the Nine of Wands came in the exact same position as Aries over the Hermit. Wow. That's really beautiful energy because this is someone, again, who's willing to look at, like, some of the most difficult lessons I've been through. And what I'm looking at, again, is, I'm not trying to judge them. I'm not trying to judge myself. I just want reality. And so I need to know myself. And I feel like with the Hermit and then the Nine of Wands, this is you really learning yourself. And then the page down here, Pentacles, a path of knowledge. This is it's like your path was made for you to gain, like, I feel like spiritual knowledge. Now, it doesn't mean it's not something you're using in the physical plane. Absolutely, you're using it. Hmm. Four of Wands over that Ten of Swords. Commitment. It almost makes me feel like someone broke your heart. Maybe it was Aries. Maybe it was someone you thought you could look up to. Interesting how it's very close to Aries reading. Um, but I almost feel like Aries may be the culprit here. Now, that's probably not fair, but it is over. You know, I also want to say if you think of the Emperor, think of the father figure too. Because sometimes, even though we may have loved our father and what have you, they were still human, right? They're still human and they probably made, like some mistakes. And I feel like this could be something that has moved forward in your life. So you want to look at that. But I do feel like a commitment came to an end. And maybe you didn't want it to come to an end. But at the same time, like, the Four of Wands, which I call the marriage card, um, this doesn't feel like good energy. Normally, it's my favorite love card, but I don't like it over the Ten Swords. However, I want to remind you that the world had the healing energy underneath it, so whatever these Ten Swords are, you do have the ability to heal it. I do feel like you need to reflect upon it, though. Again, not reflecting on it as in, oh, this is my fault. I don't mean it like that. It's just, I feel like someone is really learning about themselves, but really about the power of themselves. Because in the Nine of Wands, this person, because they were willing to take a good hard look at their life, I feel like they really become the spirit warrior. This is someone saying like, look at the things that I have overcome. And that's what I need to be proud of. All right. So someone's marriage or commitment did not turn out. Well, there we go. The tower. So something ended. But listen, Ten of Swords is right above that. I feel like someone just didn't appreciate who you are, who you uniquely are. It's almost like, it's almost like you could be the best. How do I say this? I just feel like it's like they couldn't connect to you on a soul level. You couldn't connect to them on a soul level. I do feel like at one time you probably did look up to this person, but I have a feeling now that the tower is here, this person has fallen from grace. Now, it could be you also. I don't want to always put it on the other side, but I do feel like because this is your reading that this is talking about the other side. It's almost like a dream stealer, like someone stole my dreams. But did they? Because look at this, Two of Cups. So that's an illusion that my dreams can't come true, even after the fact. I don't want to say you just ended up with the wrong person because again, free will. But man, Ten of Swords is just like, and this person is taking in the back, and then the Ten of Swords produces the Tower. Well, that only makes sense, right? Interesting that now I'm seeing the Seven of Pentacles in reverse, and I often feel the Seven of Pentacles are certain experiences that are meant to happen, that our soul wants to happen. So it's interesting because I feel like, listen, I may have even married someone, but I feel like it doesn't feel like the right person, or maybe it was the right person at the right time, but now it feels like different, right? Because here is this soulmate right over the Five of Cups. Here are those two cups when this person decides that I'm no longer going to stay in the energy of what I have lost. And I'm going to start instead, well, what's right below it, the Three of Wands. I'm going to start thinking about all that can be. Not with this person, because again, I feel like this person's out. And by the way, the Queen's got her back to that energy. Okay. Sometimes the Tower is our friend. And we may not realize that, especially as we're going through a difficult situation. But I feel like this is the energy where I'm going to come back years later, if even years, and I'm going to thank the Tower. Thank you for coming into my life because really what this Tower has done, it's starting to move you into, I feel like more of a life that feels joyous and happy and loving and different. So I feel like, I thought someone was maybe a soulmate. We have the Two of Wands, though it did come in reverse. I'm not too worried about that. I feel like the Two of Wands came in, look at that, the Knight of Cups also in reverse. This is what I'm feeling. I'm feeling the Two of Wands is coming in reverse because this is talking about like a certain period of time. The Nine of Wands, the reflection over my life, over the patterns within my life, over the cycles, whether it just be the last cycle or my whole life, is so important because I feel like that is what gives you the wisdom of the hermit, the light, like not just for yourself, but for others also. So I feel like the Two of Wands is just saying this may not be the perfect time for the Two of Cups. But nonetheless, I feel like when the timing is right, the timing will be right because the Fool has the Knight of Cups over it, unexpected cup of fulfillment, but it's being mirrored by the Tower. And listen, I feel like if this is an energy up here of someone who promised me the world but then showed me nothing, then I got to know that, right? Because sometimes I got to give the Tower, especially with these two Ten of Swords energy. All right, well, let's go below. All right, we have the Eight of Wands. They both came face up, by the way. And then we have the Hangman. Interesting because the Eight of Wands, fast moving energy, and then the Hangman is like, slow down, you move too fast. I feel like this is mainly what your reading is talking to you about. I feel like love is going to find you. I feel like opportunity is going to find you. But I feel like now may not be the right time. It's interesting because here's an eight over here. So maybe 2024 is when like you find yourself falling in love, but falling in love with a soulmate. Again, I can understand why it's like slowing down because of these two Ten of Swords. Like slow it down. Don't forget the Hangman seeking wisdom. But it's over the Three of Wands. So, with an optimistic view, mirrored by the seven in reverse, I feel like someone is coming to the realization that someone I was with is again, I may have called him my soulmate. But this to me is feel like it's saying, but they weren't. So me coming to that realization. All right, what else do we have? Eight of Swords. Don't love that. Self-created prison. But then the Fool. Look at that. Just like Leo's reading where they had the Seven of Pentacles, you now have the Fool and the Fool. And then we have the King of Swords. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Eight of Swords. This would be why things need to be slower. This would be why the Hangman would be in reverse, the Two of Wands would be in reverse. Because this is a self-created prison. But this is something you're supposed to learn from. I definitely feel that. Like, what do I need to learn from this? I need to learn that I need to trust my own energy as the barometer of what's good, what's not good. Why? Because I've been there, I've done that. So I have that wisdom. I just need that recognition of it. These walls have to come down. So whoever is up here, they caused you, but I mean, I shouldn't say they, it's a self-created prison. And there's only one person who can free you from that, and that is you. You are your own hero. That's what the person in the Nine of Wands is figuring out. That's what the Hermit is figuring out. I am the light. Here I've been looking for the light out there, and now I understand the light is right within me. I am the seed planter. I determine what my future is going to look like by the seeds that I'm planting today. Even the clearing of the mind, because the Fool's right next to that. The Fool and the Eight of Swords, they don't belong. So I feel like the Eight of Wands is just like, it doesn't negate this Two of Cups. It doesn't negate this Knight of Cups. It's just saying, first and foremost, it's the clearing of the tower. It doesn't mean that your dreams are done. They're over. No more. No. It means the opposite. It means that there are dreams left. There is a soulmate out there. But what good would it do if the soulmate came into my self created prison? First of all, they couldn't get in. I feel like this soulmate knows that. And I feel like this is energetic, an energetic like type of energy. I just simply feel like, like I feel like I gave someone else the title of soulmate. I feel like I just said this in Aries reading. But I feel that's what I feel. Like I gave someone the title of a soulmate and they turned out and treated me like shit. It's like this tower to me, again, many people don't like seeing a tower in a reading, but sometimes the tower is our friend because it's coming over the star. Again, your hopes, your dreams, your wishes. So it's almost like, well, that can't happen until the tower happens. you know, these two cups can't really come in until the Ten of Swords is dealt with. Doesn't mean that it's not coming in, but it's coming in at the right time and not the wrong time. All right, there's a couple things I want to look at. First of all, let's go through this Knight of Cups and let's just, even though I don't really feel like I need any more information, because the Knight is coming over the Fool. So it tells me like when you are able to take on the Fool's energy. And don't forget, we have the world here where the Fool is right in the middle of the portal. I feel like that's when everything turns around. I may want something before it's time, but am I ready for it? That's the main thing. Like if I want love, am I ready for love? Am I able to be the lover that I want? All right, we have the Five of Cups. And then we have the Six of Wands. So we have the Five of Cups right here over the Two of Cups. And now we have the Five of Cups here, but over the Fool and the Knight of Cups. I hate to keep saying this, but I wouldn't be surprised if you already know this person. If nothing else, you've known each other in previous lifetimes and you'll know each other for eternity. But this is about this lifetime, this physical plane, right now, right here. I feel like this is saying that you can overcome many things. I'm trying to think what? Well, I feel like there's a few things. I feel like, some of you may not like this, but I feel like it's like divine is protecting you. Because again, if a soulmate's coming in, what good is it if I'm in the Eight of Swords energy? But then you get the Six of Wands over the Five of Cups and over that Knight in reverse. And that is the energy of being victorious. So it is the energy of overcoming. It's also the energy of other people looking up to you now because of your own actions. I feel like it's you taking some form of action and then victory will be yours. All right, I want to come down to this Eight of Swords, even though why, I don't know. We have the Six of Cups. We have the Death card, card of Scorpio. We have the Knight of Wands. Hello, lovers, again. Card of Gemini. Queen of Wands. And then Justice. All right. So we have the marriage card right here. Now we have Justice down here. So I feel like for some of you, it's literally cutting ties to what was. I feel like, it's interesting because you have the Six of Cups. It's really right under the Two of Cups. So, someone that I used to know. And again, it can be in this lifetime, but it can also be in a past lifetime, especially because it's mirrored by the Lovers. But then the Death card. So, it can talk about that cycle. But the Death card is the closing of the last chapter so that the next chapter can begin, right? Just like the world. Death card is closing of doors. We're looking at the Eight of Swords. Some of you, I just feel like you got to understand that you deserve the best type of love. You deserve the best opportunities, but you've got to know that, right? You've got to be proactive in your own life. Like you're the one who's got to be proactive, right? You got to know when to hold them. You got to know when to leave. And then you got to believe that there's still more left. I get this feeling is probably not the first time you've been hurt in love. And that may be another reason why the Ten of Swords is here, right? A repeat pattern. And almost like the Eight of Swords is like, I'm just going to protect myself. I'm just going to stop loving. But I feel like the universe has other plans in store for you. I want to go right over it now. Six of Pentacles. Six of Pentacles is a very empathetic and compassionate type energy. It's the energy where I really do value helping the underdog, those who need a hand up. It's also the energy of learning the fine art of give and take. If I've been with someone who's just been a taker, and not giving, then I need to know that now I can even be me, right? Like it's finding the balance of the two. When I see the Six of Pentacles, I always think of Life Path 33. So some of you, I feel like you have that. Probably just a couple. But I do feel like it's about finding that balance. So cutting the ties, boom, Justice, card of Libra, by the way. And when those ties are cut, I feel like everything else springs into action. Don't forget, trust. I know that God in His infinite wisdom and love is answering my prayers right now. Faith. I have faith in God to heal this situation. Under the world is the healing energy, the Four of Swords. Nine of Cups underneath that. So, I feel like the next chapter, it kind of feels like 2024 to me again, especially with this 8 right here. But eights are also represented for you or by you. And the Eight of Wands is fast moving energy. And I feel like that's all of this is saying is like it can't move too quickly. Well, I shouldn't say that. I mean, it can move quickly, but you need to break yourself free from that prison. That is probably the number one thing. Cut the ties to those. Again, I feel like I gave someone the wrong title, like I called them my soulmate or my twin flame, but they were neither. Though I do feel like you have one on this earthly plane. Some of you already know this person. But again, this is not about, and listen, I do feel like ultimately coming back together, whether again, this lifetime or like, if you're a soulmate, then you know each other for eternity. If you're twin flames, you know each other for eternity. That's why I always say it can be a past life. So, Leo, there's just some clearing of energy for you, clearing of a certain person, and then believing in yourself again, and then allowing yourself to have this next, allow yourself, like, tell yourself, all right, I'm ready for the next chapter to open up. I'm ready to take on the fool's energy. Don't forget, we had two fools. So again, feels like two people. These two people could have very similar experiences also. Could be two people going through a divorce or, you know, one relationship's coming to an end. And I feel like if that's the case, then we meet up, like, I probably won't have a lot of good things I'm going to say about the last relationship. Though again, great opportunity to learn, right? Don't forget the person in the Nine of Wands ultimately becomes a spirit warrior. So, and when you have that energy, nothing can really take your dreams from you. And then anyone who comes towards you that is like ready to put a dagger in your back, you're going to see, you're going to know it 100%. That's why everything's slowed down a little bit, because once that Eight of Swords is uncreated and you trust within your own energy again, then everything starts flowing. Okay, I'm going to leave that there. Wow. Pretty intense little reading. Well, I'm saying little readings, but they're not that little. But they are intense. All right. Pick these up. And let's move into Sagittarius. Sagittarius, let's put that up there. And for you, Sagittarius, I'm going to use the Psychic Tarot. First, I want to pull Mother Mary card for you. These are those type of readings where sometimes you can't feel the blessings when you're still in the hardship. But if you keep your eye to the sky, I feel like your guides are just going to help you. All right, Sagittarius, you got sobriety. Sobriety. My clear mind is easily able to focus and concentrate. Sobriety, reminds me of like the chariot coming in, but my mind's not clear. Well, then chances are I'm going to wreck the chariot, right? So my clear mind, whether it's talking about, a substance that, like I drink to help overcome certain things, well, that won't work because it probably magnifies it, or you wake up with a hangover type of thing, makes that day suck. Whatever it may be, it's just saying, having a clear mind allows you to really pick up on signs All right. Psychic Tarot. Sagittarius. Let's give it a couple good shuffles. And I will be doing air signs after this. Water and earth already done. So some of you connected to those signs, they're already done. Maybe I'll link them. All right, Sagittarius. Foundation and achievements. Look at this. Material and spiritual prosperity. Material and spiritual prosperity. 6 and a 4 equal 1. Energy of the magician, the manifester. I feel like right now your concentration is on like your finances, your spirituality. Again, why do I feel like a lot of people have spiritual businesses? I say that a lot because I feel that's why a lot of you, that's how we connect. Or your spirituality is really starting to open up and you want to learn more about that. All right, let's keep going though. Make sure I have my cards in the upright. Whoa, hello. Well, another soulmate. All right, so we're going to take what's faced up first. We have the strength card. Interesting how each reading is pulling in the sign from the last reading. So this is the card of Leo. It is an 8, 4, 6, 8. I like the progression of how it's going up. Strength card, it's interesting because with sobriety, it's definitely, yeah, strength card is looking at our inner demons and knowing that we're stronger than the demon part of our, it's like the light and dark within ourselves. And we all have that, right? We have that polar opposite energy. And it's about finding balance within it. And, I love how this calls it power because I feel that's exactly what you gain, a true sense of power. This person is half human, half lion. The lion is the king of the jungle. But yet you're taming that jungle. You're taming that lion. And then spiritual, all of a sudden he can't speak. Spiritual union. This is the soulmates. Nine of Cups, fulfillment of wishes. Beautiful. Heartache and loss, not so beautiful. Three of Swords, though, that's life. Death card, transformation. Here's my two kids right there, Steve and Jennifer. Transformation is the death card. Closing of a door. So that a new door can open up. What door? Well, Three of Swords is right before it. Positive movement forward under spiritual union. Shadow. Card of Pisces, ruler of Cancer. That's the perfect example of what I was talking about with the strength card. This person's looking right at their dark side. They're not ignoring it, right? I know you're there. But the light is illuminating the light side. So it's really your control. There are times when the dark side needs to come out, but I don't want it to rule my life. They call it shadow. All right, slide these up. Card of Pisces, ruler of Cancer. I don't know if I said that. Rejoice in celebration. And by the way, did you see how that just like floated out? So interesting. We have again 33 and then the 6. So I wouldn't be surprised again, master number 33. And then where would the master number 33's lessons be at? Within the 6. Just so you know that if you have a master number 11, um, 22, 33, that if you add those two numbers together, like an 11, a lot of times there are some, not all of them, but a lot of the lessons are within the two. So you want to research both of them. You know what I mean? 22, a lot of times the message or the lessons are in the 4, and then 33, a lot of times it's within the 6. So here it's within your spiritual and your material and spiritual prosperity. Though it's saying it's giving you a reason to celebrate. Fulfillment of wishes, that's being mirrored by positive movement forward. And then the soulmates above that. Partnerships and alliances. 333. Whoa. They were literally going to fly off the table. Sacrifice, another Leo card. And then hope. This is the star. So again, this is about your dreams, but this is about bringing them into fruition. It's great to have a dream, but now I want to be proactive into bringing it into my life. Interesting, there's my son's birthday, 8/12. I see that all the time. Um, and look at that, one extra card again. See what's on the bottom of the deck? Hello, lovers. The Hermit underneath that. Okay, interesting. All right, let me get readjusted again. It's like every reading I need to clear my mind. I get this feeling. First of all, again, soulmate energy. It's interesting how each one of you have gotten the soulmate energy. This one literally says spiritual union, though. But it gets this feeling that, again, I feel like there were important lessons to learn. And again, like things coming in at their right time. I do feel like, someone did break your heart somewhere along the line, but I have a feeling what you did is you went through the normal energy of the heartache, but then I feel like you turned around and you used it to your benefit. And I mean that in a spiritual way, on this physical plane, but in a spiritual way. I definitely feel like you were able to put this energy behind you. It's interesting because it's almost like this line is reading backwards, which is fine. So I feel like this spiritual union, I don't feel like this is an overnight energy, even though we do have positive movement forward under it. And why I'm saying this, because I feel like that you needed time to overcome previous heartache, previous loss, and then you needed to spend maybe some time alone. I'm saying alone, but not really alone, even though we did see the Hermit underneath that. But I'm thinking of the Nine of Cups. So, it's that it's finding inner harmony after the fact. When I didn't have it, now I'm finding it again. I definitely feel I'm closing the door to what was so that that next door can open up. The death card says, don't fear me, because when you do close the door, I promise you a new door will open, and it always does. And, it's called transformation here. And then it brings beautiful energy of the eight, first of all. Eight to me is infinity, as above, so below, no beginning, no end. And the soulmates are surrounded by eights, not surrounded, but they have eights beside them and below them. You do have the lovers on the bottom of the deck. You know, Under the death card, you have partnerships and alliances. And to me, I feel like that's when things are really starting to begin. So it's like, there's the recognition again of some type of heartache, some type of loss. But I do feel like then like in time, you turn around and, well, what's it do? It becomes your power, but it also becomes your prosperity. Okay. Strength card again. Three Leo cards out. Some of you are definitely connected to a Leo. Ace of Swords, communication, potentially. The Wheel. You know, uh, when the wheel comes over like an energy like the strength card or the death card, or, energy where maybe it hasn't been the easiest, it's definitely showing that it's part of what your soul wanted to learn here on earth. And the more I can learn that, the easier I can overcome. Like we're all going to have these moments of heartache and loss, these moments of, things not going in our way. But it's like, what do we do with that energy? Do we get lost in it, or do we try to break free from it? So I feel like everything that's happened on this table was meant to happen. Um, that's destiny. Seven of Swords coming over the Two of Swords. Why? It's the energy of standing your ground. Five of Pentacles. Hmm. Similar to the Tower's energy. Two of Wands in the upright over the Three of Swords. So I feel like bye-bye to that. Even if I'm still carrying a little heartache in my heart, I'm still ready to move forward. I have a feeling someone's going to communicate with you. Like someone's going to, call you, send you a text, that type of energy. And I feel like that's opening up a new door for you. We have the Hierophant, Taurus. That's about your belief system, trust, right? Trust and faith. That's what the Hierophant would ask you to do. trust in closing of a door and trust within your faith that the next door opens up will be a blessing. The Hermit. Hermit, I feel like, was in everybody's reading also. And then we have, beautiful, the Three of Wands. Different way of looking at life, right? Heartache and loss. But now I'm going to start looking at all that can be. I feel like you're getting some type of communication, potentially from a soulmate type energy. I can't help but just say soulmates because it's in excuse me, everybody's readings. Look at these threes. Three, 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 three. I'm going to come back and look at that Seven of Wands in a moment, but I want to finish this bottom line first. We have the Knight of Wands coming over rejoice in celebration with the Two of Wands above it and the Ace of Swords above that. So there's some type of communications coming your way. It's going to start you on a new path. I don't feel like fear has any factor here. Doesn't mean that it doesn't raise its ugly head, but I feel like you're saying yes. I feel like this is passionate. It's desirable. Knight of Wands can be fast moving, but yet you are celebrating it. Even as I look down this line, I see the wheel, your destiny, and then the Hierophant, understanding. I feel like the Hierophant is like, this is where your faith system comes in. This is when you like learning to close doors is one of the most valuable lessons you'll probably learn here. Why? Because it then allows new opportunity to find you or you find it. We have the Ten of Pentacles. Take it. The House of Abundance coming over partnerships and alliances. We'll take it. Sitting on your wheel. It's almost like, I have a feeling like someone may have like lost money, whether it be through like a divorce or whether it just be I lost my money somehow, some way. I feel like it's coming back. Now it's coming back with your effort, no doubt. So, I don't feel like the Ten of Pentacles is like magic. It's people who are willing to put in the work. But listen, sometimes, you find this, what do I want to say? I want to say like a dream job, or you receive these epiphanies that start you on this path that you never expected, but then it turns out to be very abundant for you. And again, it's sitting on your wheel and it has something to do with your faith also. Believing, maybe you need to just believe that you deserve this abundance. The or the Ten of Pentacles to me is something that takes root. I feel like it can be family money. It can be, money that outlast you. I'm saying money. It's really abundance. And I feel like we all look at that in different ways. Riches. Well, you may be rich in more than one way. And then look at this, the Knight of Pentacles. Really one of my favorite cards because this is your guardian angel energy. And it's saying we're bringing something into your physical world and it is meant to enhance it. There's no doubt about it. It is meant to enhance it. It's coming right over hope, the star. The thing about the Knight of Pentacles, one of the Knight's main lessons here is patience, right? Not everything happens quickly, but it doesn't mean it doesn't happen. It just, patience. Now, something can come in, like I have a feeling some type of communication is coming in, and I do feel like it's probably going to move quickly. But I feel like till I get to that point is what the Knight is talking about. I love that the Knight is looking right over the Ten of Pentacles. All right, I just want to come up and look at the Seven of Wands, which is about standing your ground. over the soulmates. Justice, though it did come in reverse. This could talk about a current relationship that does have the potential of healing. Also card of Libra. The Four of Swords, where there's the healing. Eight of Swords, don't like that. And then the Queen of Wands. It's almost like it's your choice. Again, that Eight of Swords, self-created prison, but right before it comes the Four of Wands. And this Knight of Pentacles says, I come in at the right time, not before, not after. I am not going to come in while you're in the Eight of Swords energy. Again, what purpose would it serve? Because I have a blindfold on here. I'm going to tell myself in this energy that, nothing good is going to happen in my life. So I'm going to protect myself. Where really it's about learning that you have this energetic force. You were born with it, right? It's innately yours. You always have it. Healing right before that. So I feel like healing over the mind. Six of Pentacles. So I'm going to take a couple more. The Hangman. And the Page. Interesting. From the Queen of Wands to the Page of Wands. Certainly could be a relationship that's coming back around. And I do feel like there may be potentially be healing over this. Again, we're looking at the soulmates. Just because someone's a soulmate doesn't promise me an easy time, like lovey-dovey, right? We're still going to have challenges. Life is still going to happen. But when we learn to work together is when we see the power of two. It's interesting because, like I'm picking this soulmate up as like a little bit of like an issue, but I don't really feel like he's an issue. So why am I picking him up like that? I want to just ask that question with the soulmates. And I'm going right across the middle of the board. I just want to know about the soulmate energy a little bit more. Judgment, present moment, rebirth. But it starts in the present moment. I feel like, okay, I feel like for some of you, this is talking about a relationship you once had. I feel like there was a breakup. I feel like there was some heartache. But I feel like this is about a rebirth of that relationship. And by the way, I feel like energy must have changed, like both understanding, first of all, that they love each other, and sometimes I don't know that until I lose you. Don't know what you got until it's gone. Look at that, the lovers. All right. So, judgment is saying, I need you in the present moment. There's about to be a rebirth in your life, and then judgment brings out the lovers. So judgment, by the way, is your spiritual team. It's like the team that was assigned to you at your birth, before your birth. So, I feel like when they come in a picture, we want to listen. So this feels like a rebirth of a relationship. Now, again, it can be past life, but I feel like you would know that. And I feel like, how does it begin? It begins through the art of communication. Again, it's sitting on the wheel. And then you have this Knight of Pentacles, this beautiful guardian angel energy coming in right over your hopes, your dreams, your wishes. That may be why the Four of Swords is over that Eight of Swords, not over, it's before it, like healing of. this self-created prison. It's a must. The hangman over that, right? Like until this again, you like this is one thing we have to learn, that this Eight of Swords is self-created prison that we all have a tendency to create. The Hermit's right below it, like looking at it through a spiritual lens, right? Not all relationships work out at that time, but it doesn't mean they can't come back together. I'm living that life. You know what I mean? And many of you know my story. You know, there's 40 years in between when I first met Sam and now we are in union. So, you know, and did I expect it? Not at all. And how did it come in? Through communication. So when I tell you these things, I know that they can be true. Have a clear mind. That's another reason why I feel like judgment is here. Break free from these self-created prisons. I feel like there is healing over love. And then I feel like, and then it begins again. Now, whether it be with the same person or it's someone else, I also get that energy again of feeling someone's energy before they actually come in, or vice versa. Maybe we're both feeling each other's. Maybe I'm thinking of someone because they're thinking of me. Like, why do all of a sudden I start thinking of this person? Because they're thinking of you. Whatever it may be, judgment is a great energy when I'm asking about the soulmates. Not just the soulmates, but it says spiritual union, right? Let me clear that. Yep, spiritual union, rebirth. But it's not about yesterday's energy, it's about today and moving forward. Two of Wands, right? We're not going to take the heartache along with us. We're going to understand it. But you know, I get this feeling like this is like two people who may have gone on and lived their lives, but like in my heart, someone has always lived there. And this may be talking about now it's the time for that. So again, whether you already know them, I feel like you know them. I feel like you know them. I feel like this is just saying uncreate that prison. Understand that even with heartache can come renewal, right? But we have to learn from our lessons at the same time. Feels like I did have to make some type of sacrifice, but ultimately, you're also getting the reward of that sacrifice. It feels like the sacrifice was a long time ago, maybe even lifetimes ago, but I feel like now you're receiving the reward of that. Wow. All right. I think I'm going to let that be. Um, rebirth and then the lovers. You know, these readings aren't just about love, but holy cow, each and every one had not just the soulmates, but also the lovers. Soulmates and lovers, soulmates and lovers. Beautiful. All right, I'm going to let that be, guys. And then, as always, I just thank you. I know not everybody's here now, so I just want to thank you all who are here for allowing me to do these little readings. I'm calling them little, they're not that little. But just, you know, like supporting me in the different ways that I like to read. Thank you so much. You know, I feel like love, 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 love and fire, love and fire, love and passion, desire, action, action. All right, guys, I love you. I will see you next time at our table. Bye bye.